Hello. Our second homework assignment, thinking about what intersections we have and how I can create them and foster them to share new ideas, to get more people involved, to brew up some better and more creative activity. So thinking about that relative to one of the things I wanted to accomplish in this course, which is increasing the ability for our organization to be creative as well as the speed and implementation, I thought of a couple things we might be able to do to foster that. So thinking about the elements of getting people together and creating these intersections, it was interesting to see in the Frost Science Museum that's being built in Miami, what are some of the elements that come together that are needed to get those intersections created. And not necessarily in the physical space, albeit that's some of it, but also in some of the mental spaces as well. I also reflected on my time at Intel Corporation and some of the elements that were there, which had very creative teams. Some of the things that we can do that came to mind was first is creating the time for both the individuals and the groups to get together, to be creative, to come up with the new ideas and the breakthroughs. Some things we can do better on is removing some low value added tasks, maybe some of the tracking and reporting that we do, for example, to enable more time for folks to be able to get together. Another thing is really making the teams cool. What do I mean by that? At Intel, the top players really were the ones selected to be on the joint engineering teams, or the JETs. And those forums were really attractors. People wanted to go to those forums. They knew that was the meeting place of choice to get their ideas in play and get the support they needed to be creative and move forward. The leaders also supported those things, both publicly by recognizing the teams and being able to support individuals in there and sort of talking it up in the hallways, cafeteria, sidebars, things like that. Circulation and travel. Certainly from site to site is something that we could improve upon. I mean, individuals that are in, let's say, Iowa Park, Texas, or St. Joe, Missouri, may not be getting out much. And site to site certainly is something we do, but probably in limited fashion. And then externally, what's going on in adjacent industries? Albeit there are some trade shows, things like that. Those are good. But also educational forums and getting out and see what adjacent industries, such as maybe a truck building facility at Toyota, that's not too far away. And empowerment. Adding, of course, some dollars to it, always, that's going to be a common element, but really being able to put some support in place that takes away some of the tasks that people get bogged down in, and actually is kind of an mechanism for creativity, such as having to do extensive return on investment or repeating trials from one campus at another campus to kind of make sure it works for us. Really need to be able to knock down those things. So those are some things that I was thinking about that we might be able to do to be a little bit better at creating the intersections. Thank you.